Okay, more things that you will need are claws. Okay, so you need 3 of these. They're called tsume in Japanese.
Okay.
Tsume. You put them on your fingers. If you'd like to maybe pass this around, you can have a look. Have a look and pass it around. So these are generally made from plastic. Some of them the antique ones are made from ivory. So there's 2 different styles. There's Ikuta Ryu and Yamada Ryu. So I feel like Yamada would probably win in a fight. But the ones that we use are the squared versions, the Ikuta Ryu. I've never actually seen any Ikuta Ryus. But yeah, so this is the ones that we're using. And what it's made from is the rings. You can get different size rings for different size fingers, obviously. And then you stick the claws into them. Claws. Okay, so question time. How many? Oh, don't count. Don't look. Stop counting. How many strings does the koto have? 13, 14, or 16? Without looking. Stop cheating. Okay, who thinks A? 13. Who thinks B? 14.
Yeah, I just like the number 4.
Who thinks C? 16. Ah, interesting. It is 13. Sorry, you were going for the middle, weren't you? Yeah. Okay, so when you read the koto music, it's all written in Japanese kanji like this. So all of the strings go from 1 to 13. So, okay, 1 at the front and 13 at the back, like that. But yeah, so 11, 12, 13 have super funky kanji for them. To, I, and kin. So I don't know how good everybody's kanji skills are today. So we've written the sheet music in numbers, like regular numbers rather than kanji. But usually it will be written in kanji. So it's a good brain workout for you. Okay, so let's go on to tuning. Tuning the koto. It's the chogen in Japanese. So you can tune it to anything you want, just by moving the kotoji up and down. So we've tuned it to C major, just like a piano, just how a regular piano would be, like this. So from F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D. Kind of keep it. So let's this is it. I do it. Okay, so this is a standard classical music tuning. So there's 8 notes in the tuning. You can also on the musical sheet, when there's an O written next to the number, it means that you push down with your hand, with your fingers onto it, and you can actually raise the note 1 note higher. なんでもどれでも何の音there's a half note as well, so maybe we could hear both of those. So you can go up 1 or just a half. Yeah. E, okay. E. Yeah, so it's half a note up. And that's 1 note up. So yeah, you can have a lot of notes on this instrument just by tuning it in this way and then by pushing it as well. Very nice. Okay, so let's look at the music sheets. So I've written it, normally it would be in kanji, but I've written it in regular numbers for you. So let's start from, can I do this? Oh, let's start from A. Okay, so what these are just 1 beat. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 4/4 beat here. Okay, so let's. Okay, so if we all clap the beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's A. Okay, now B. Ready? 1, 2. Ready? Set. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's B. Okay, so now we're going on to C. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see? Let's go on to D. Okay, ready? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's D. And then E is a bit tricky. Can you see the rhythm? One. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then the last one, F, has got all the things in it. Okay, so last one. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. No, it's a bit small. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's how you kind of read it. So the 1 would be the 1 string, the 2 would be the 2 string, 3 would be the 3 string, and on up to 13. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so name that tune. What tune is this going to be? Okay, so can you try and sound it out? So we've got, this is a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Beat, isn't it? So can you try and do it in your head? Can anyone get this? 2, 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, 2, 5, 4. 2, 2, 3, 2, 6, 5. 2, 2, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3.
There's a time.
8, 8, 7, 5, 6, 5.
Everything.
So let's hear this played on the
It's a
Koto.
mystery.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say the number as she plays it. Okay, we'll try and sing along. 1, 2. 2, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. 1, 2. 2, 3, 2, 5, 4. 2, 3, 2, 6, 5. 2, 2, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3. 8, 8, 7, 5, 6, 5. There we go. So you can play any tune you really want, just by tuning it into the notes that you want to play. But traditionally, there's a random thing there. This is so this is the traditional tuning for Koto. It's called Hirajoshi, and you can see that it's slightly different from a C major. So you can see that we've got D, 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 and we've got D sharp, D sharp. We've got G, G, and we've got A, and A, and we've got A sharp, and A sharp. So actually we've only got 5 notes. It's called a pentatonic minor. Pentatonic 5. So rather than in classical music you've got 8 notes in an octave. In the traditional Japanese music it's 5 notes. So it's just repeating itself. But of course, you know, by pushing it down, you can actually get more notes than this. So we're going to make this tuning now, which might take some time. Okay. 1で。上。Okay, so see how it sounds. She was really embarrassed about having to do this in front of people because usually you don't do it in front of people. You'll have two kotos and you'll use them. So she's like, is it okay? I'm going to be doing it in front of people. And they want to see. They want to see how to do it. This is what this night is about. It's about understanding, not having a beautiful performance tonight. So.
He won some national competition or something. He's such an obnoxious he plays the shots like really well.
And there's different sized kotoji as well. Because with the C major, we needed to have something that the B and the C were very close together. So we had to have a very small one to get that sound next to each other. They just didn't fit in. So sometimes you get some smaller ones and bits with cutouts, so you can push them closer together. So that's the quintessential Japanese sound, isn't it? When you hear that, you think hirajoshi. That's hirajoshi. And so this is actually on the GarageBand app. You can play that. And if you notice that the number 1 and the number 5 are the same note. 1と5は同じ音ですね。それ。But you could also, yeah, you could also have it 1 octave down as well. There's that kind of tuning as well. Let's do that. Okay, so there's this thing, which is it's hard to see. So this is hirajoshi in the tuning of ichikotsu, which means that it just means that the first note is a D, whereas you could change. It's the same tuning, but it's raising it up a little bit. So you could have it, the starting note would be D sharp, and if that is the case, it's called tangin. And then you could raise it up again, the starting note would be E, it's called, what is that? I can't even see that. Jo. But apparently they don't really use these, this is from the old Japanese court music that they used to use. They don't really use these kind of words very much anymore. Well, it's the same thing. Okay, so the other tunings, how much time have we got?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, wow.
I'll be back here, I'll show this.
Oh dear, that's not much time. But we're nearly there. Okay, so there's hirajoshi, and there's also some other tunings as well. But they're all based off of the first hirajoshi. So there's kumoi joshi, and it's basically you have to find what's the difference. See, what is the difference? これは、できる？すぐに。Ooh, okay. So it's like spot the difference between hirajoshi and kumoyoshi. So it's this one is different, isn't it? San wa 1 half a note lower, and then yeah, A sharp is 1. Yeah, and then this one here. So you always start off tuning with hirajoshi. That's like the basic tuning, and then off of that you can change it to different tunings. So it's a little bit different, but it still sounds very Japanese. Minor. Okay. Well, maybe we don't have time to go through all of these, but just know that there's all these different choshi is like the tuning.
What's in Norway?
Joshi, nogi joshi.
I have a girl named Noah who uses that
So
Noah.
they're all slightly different. There's like 2 notes that are different or 1 note that's different. Okay, so classic tune! Okay. Just in time for spring. You need to learn this and then you can play it under the sakura. Sakura. Okay, so you can actually play along with GarageBand. But I bet you haven't downloaded it, like I said, no. So let's see if I can. So this is what it looks like. And it's, oh no. Where's the thing? So you can play with this. So this is actually Hirajoshi. So this, you can change the tuning on GarageBand to different tunings if you want. This is the Japanese tuning, and that Japanese tuning is this Hirajoshi. Except the first note is a lower D. And so, yeah, but it sounds very... So you can actually play this. Okay, so... Has everyone got it? No? No? Alright, well we'll just hear it being played. And you can, maybe I can put it onto the Nerd Night Facebook and you can practice in your own home. That would be really cool. Okay, so it's quite simple. I think you know all of these, how to play this. It's quite simple, that's what we did before. Except for the last one, there's 5 and 10 that's played together. この5と10は一緒ね、最後は。But other than that, it's just a simple, it's a really simple tune that you can play. Okay? じゃあ、お願いします。はい。Mixing it up. それ書いてないけどね。Very nice. Okay, so you can also. I just noticed there was one thing. Wait, hang on. Oh, sorry. Didn't do that. This one here, I think we mentioned it earlier. If it's got an O next to it and on O, katakana O, then it means you push it down so it goes up 1 note. And you can actually do that on GarageBand by kind of, you have to press it and go whoop, like this. You can do it, kind of. Have a go, see what you can do. Alright, so we're nearly there. This is kind of the last bit. There's a bit, hurry up! No, is that okay? Okay, so I just wanted to point out a few little more things. There are a few more things. So this was what was uploaded to Nerd Night, so I thought it would be quite interesting. Now you could read it. If you can read kanji, then you can read this. Pretty much everything, except for these things here. You can see there's like a little squiggle, like that. This. It's hard to see, sorry. It's like this. That means it's a repeat of the last note. So it's like this. Squiggle. There's also... this one here, this is 3 notes played together. It's like a chord. これはね、8、90一緒に弾きます。Okay, so that means you just play the 3 notes together when they're written next to each other. There are other things. There's the tremolo here. So if it's got like these squiggles, that's what tremolo. Okay, this is something I just learned tonight from Sensei. これなんていうオクターブを上げる。Harmonics. Harmonics. So this is the number 13. So that's the normal note. And then you can make it so it's an octave higher by kind of pressing down a little bit. I didn't know that until tonight. So it just goes up one. So that's called harmonics.
難しいのこれ。微妙に手も上げないといけないから。下手だったら、そんな音。
Yeah, it's really hard to do.
上手にできないかもしれないけど、こういう音がうまく OK の音。
Okay, so the next one is the 3 in 1 beat, Sanden Obu. Sanden Obu. This one is. So just when it goes quickly, so 1 beat is 3 in 1 beat. Okay, next one is staccato. Staccato! Yep, so it becomes staccato. You just put your hand on it to stop the note. Waritsume. Okay, so this number tells you which finger to use, 2 or 3. And so the first note is played with 2, the second is the same note played with 3. So it's 2, 3. Hiratsume. Oh, okay, so this is Hiratsume, this one. When it's. Hiratsume. Okay.
これは合わせずに。
Okay, okay. So this is when you play it together.
今これ合わせずにね。
はい。
オクターブ。
So there's lots of different ways to play it, and they all have a notation on the musical sheets. But once you learn them, it's very easy to read. I was never very good at music at school, and I couldn't read classical music at all. But this is just like playing a rhythm game or DDR or something. You just go down and you play the numbers that you see. So I feel it's really easy to play this, even if you can't play another instrument. Okay, so that's the end, and if you're interested in playing, please let us know. I'm actually going away for half a year touring Japan on a scooter with my husband. It's our honeymoon kind of thing. And so actually I have 2 kotos available to borrow for half a year if anyone would like to have a go. And my teacher, Ogura Sensei, is always delighted to have new students if they can speak Japanese. But she's very kind, and even if you don't feel your Japanese is that good, if you just learn a few words that is relevant to the music, then you can get along fine. You can have nice tea and chit chats with Sensei. It's always very fun. And every year we have this is my friend Taylor. He also plays the koto, and we have performances in Higashi Osaka every year in the autumn with Sensei and all of her students together. And it's just a really nice time to practice and show off what you've learned in the year. So yeah, please talk to us afterwards if you're interested. And any questions? That's it. Thank you very much.
We do have time for a couple of questions. Please speak up so everybody can hear us. So the floor is open.
I have a question.
Oh yes.
Compared to like instruments like piano, first of all, thank you for your very interesting presentation. Compared to like piano thing, is it more challenging to master this thing, or easier in some, or maybe compared to guitar, maybe better?
Well, I can't actually play either of those, so I don't really know. But I could never play the piano. I feel like piano is a lot harder to play. I mean, with this, I think there's only 13 strings, and they're already tuned to the note that you need. So all you need to do is to be able to pluck them correctly, to be able to get that note out of it. I don't know, it just depends on the person. I don't play guitar either. ピアノとギターとかに比べたら、これはやりやすいかやりにくいか覚えやりやすいよね。ね、覚えやすいよね。Yeah, I personally think it's easy. I played the shamisen. 奥が深い。そう指使いが。
左も使いますけれど、ピアノみたいに全部の指使わないし。
So you only use a few fingers, not all your fingers, like in piano. So it's easy to start, but then maybe it's harder. It depends on the music that you're playing as well, how hard you go. But I started off with shamisen, and I find that harder in some ways because there's no marks on it to tell you where the note is. So often you get a really horrible sound out of this, a bit like violin. You know, if you don't play violin well, then it just sounds horrible. And shamisen as well. If you don't play it very well, it sounds horrible. With this, you can get the right note straight away, so it actually sounds really nice just to pluck a few and have a bit of fun with it. So I think, personally, I do think it's easier, but it depends on the person. Thank you for your question. Yes.
What's a shamisen?
Oh, shamisen is this one here, the 3-stringed instrument, like a guitar. I would also like to talk about how to play that as well, but we don't have time. Yeah, this is the one I'm holding here, the shamisen.
We're gonna have to call you back about that.
Yay! That'd be good. Yeah, and also there's shakuhachi that play. Shakuhachi is the flute. So there's groups of shakuhachi players, and we come together. Each year they mix a different group of koto players with a different group of shakuhachi players, and we get mixed up. A bit like kind of a gokon kind of thing. I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah. So shamisen is good too. I also have 2 shamisens available to borrow as well for 6 months. So if you like. Thank you. Yes.
Why do you have 2 styles of claws? Can one be played more like more complex than the other one?
生田流の爪と山田流の爪はどう違うっていうか、全然ただ。
違う。ね、さっきも映像にあったけれど、生田流はここ真ん中にこう棒水系っていうんですか。
例えば弾き方が違うか、またもっと複雑な歌。
だから座る角度が違うと思います。生田はこう四角いですか、ここの角で弾きますので、ちょっと斜め座りになるんですね。真正面じゃなくて斜めに座ってこういう音出すんです。でも山田の場合は丸いですから、まっすぐこうことに正面向いてこういうふうに。
I've never played with the Yamada U
お
one.
爪が違いますから音がこんな音じゃないと思いますけれども、はい、姿勢からちょっと違います。こんな感じで。
And also, like with Yamada Ryu, they have a different music sheet as well. 楽譜も違います。
いや、楽譜はね、その流派で微妙に違うんです。で昔はそれこそ明治前ですよね、江戸時代とかその辺、盲目の方の唯一の職業としてお琴とか三味線とかの資格を持たれたんですね。上の方へ行けば兼業っていうすごくそういう名前をもらって活躍されてたんですけれども、我々になって目も見える方が大勢するようになりましたのでね、楽譜っていうのが昔はなかったそうです。だからもう送電で聞いて覚えて それを、見える方がちょっと楽譜に表したような形で、それぞれの流派で微妙な聞いたことを楽譜に表されてるから、きっちりとそのままっていうことは多分ないと思います。だから今大きな流派の中でも宮会とか正派とか、思い出しただけでもなんかいくつかありますけど、微妙に違います。特に歌はかなり違います。
So there's lots of different styles, even within Ikuta and Yamada. And they didn't have musical notation as well. It was always passed down through ear, and it used to be the job of only blind people would play the instruments because they had very good hearing. So actually, when I was first learning the shamisen from my geisha teacher in Hamamatsu, we wouldn't really use any kind of musical notation. She just said, copy me and do this and learn it. And so I just took videos and took it home and learned it. And actually, I remember how to play those. I play those better than sight reading or reading music. I feel it becomes more like one with myself. But it's also very important to be able to read the music as well. And Sensei always says, like, you must learn to play correctly from musical sheet, because then it can be passed on generations and generations, just if you have the music. So, yeah. But I've never played with the Yamada style claws. But yeah, so you would be more kind of straight on because it's pointed. So you would have to, you don't have to have it at an angle like with the square ones, because you tend to use the corner of it to play. So, yeah, but I've never played, so I don't really know. Okay.
One more question.
Junkin!
Are people still writing music for it? Or
Yes, yes, very much so. Yeah, yeah. There are some composers. Actually, my Oya Sensei's teacher actually composes his own music. Mizuno Sensei は毎年新しい曲とか書いてますね。
ありますね。
ね、だから今でも新しい曲作ってる方がいます。Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go see some. Thank you very much.